All right, folks, welcome back. I hope this mic is working. Is it working? Somebody tell me if it's working. Welcome back. This is episode 2 of live commentary, and it's going to be so much better than last time, yesterday. Let me get my comments. Okay. Let's go. Let's go. I need to post on social media. Oh, Grayson's going to do that for me. She is the best. Y'all, yeah, so yesterday I realized that I'm not actually hearing the live stream, so I don't know why I have headphones on. But then I don't need headphones because I'm not listening to anything. I'm just talking. I can't even hear what they're saying. But I just feel it feels right to have my headphones on. It just feels like I would almost feel like naked if I didn't have them. So I have to, yes. I don't necessarily need them, but they are, I gotta wear them. Anyways, so I watched film yesterday on my live commentating, and to be honest, I saw a lot of great comments. Someone called me the Tony Romo of CrossFit commentating, which is a huge compliment. However, I watched the film back, and there are some. It's just not up to. It's not up to my standard. Maybe since it's the first time y'all are seeing a live or a athlete commentating live on a major CrossFit event, it's like y'all don't really have anything to like pair it to. So it's like, this is awesome. However, I watched it and it's just could be better. Could be better. So my plan is to give better commentating to you. So I, with that being said, I still did not come as prepared as I would like to. I just got done biking. I even switched some training around so that I could, make this very, so I could be here. So I did biking first, typically do that last. So I altered my training for y'all. I mean, y'all could really just, see it as that. So here we go. Enough with that. Max snatch here. We have, I don't know the leaderboard right now. Let's pull it up. On my history, I have it, pull it up. All right, we got Yona is in. I think this is updated. I don't know like the overall standings right now. So, and I don't think they updated it, but I got the leaderboard for this specific final, which is weird because I feel like we need to be like, this one's irrelevant. Like, we need to be seeing the actual one on Competition Corner. And I don't know if they update the final one as frequently. So it's kind of tough. Like, we're looking at a leaderboard that's like it's irrelevant. Like, it's relevant. So they already started. We're 45 seconds into an 8-minute cap here. Jeff Adler. I honestly don't know. Okay, so I got weights that are, it's all in kilograms, obviously. So 125 looks like maybe 275. 125 looks like 275. I think that is correct. 115 is a little bit, that might be 155. So I don't really know. I mean, I could have a calculator out. I just don't know kilograms off the top of my head. I know it's, easy thing, it's like, all right, so hold on. This is one, he doesn't have the other number on. All right, so they got 8 minutes. Typically, how this works is it's either you get 3 lifts or you get 8 minutes. And that honestly is you have 2 different approaches as to what you want to hit. Because when you get 3 lifts, obviously, you're a little bit more stressed out. You don't really know where you want to start. It depends on the corral. How long are you going to be in the corral? Do they have bars in the corral? They'd have bars in the corral, and you can hit maybe a weight right before you walk out. That obviously helps you with, your starting weight. But it's pretty much like you want to have the approach just like any other, like an Olympic lifting competition. You want to make sure that that first bar is going to be hit, like it's 100% hit. The last thing you want to do is to go into your second lift. If it was a 3 lift competition, the last thing you want is to go into that second lift already behind, almost playing catch up. So with this format, it's 8-minute cap. You can really approach it in 2 different ways. You can go heavier and take fewer lifts to get to obviously your goal and have a bigger rest period in between. Or you could start out a little bit lighter and take, obviously shorter rest to work up to that goal. I would tend to, in this case, I would like to hit maybe 265 as my starting weight and plan for probably 4 lifts. So, every 2 minutes I'm lifting, and I'm going to try to go on, obviously this is not kilos, but maybe 265, 280, 290, 300. My max is 300. Now, if I'm feeling good, you obviously want to go big. I think he just attempted something way over 300. I think 135 in kilograms is 297. Someone actually sent that to me, so I'm not sure if that's right. Don't tell me. However, so that's the approach. With this, there's a lot less stress because you can miss. There is margin for, like, you see a bunch of people taking risk and missing, and they're only 4 minutes in. So if you miss, it's kind of like you just shake it off, and it's like, it's chill because you're not penalized. You just, all right, I'm going to, rest for 2 more minutes and get another shot at it. Whereas if you're limited with how many attempts you're going to get, say 3, then your approach is obviously a little bit different because you maybe aren't going to be as, you're not going to take as much risk because you need to hit that number that you're more certain of. So that's that for you. So however, we have opportunity to see some big lifts. Like we're gonna see guys like that, Tola, just going for it because, like, as many lifts as possible. 138. I don't know what that is. What is 138? I think that's 300. That might be 305. That might be 305. He might just hit. Nick Matthew might have hit just 305. Nate Strong. I don't know what he just hit just then, but that dude powers. I was talking about it on the last stream yesterday. He powers like 275, like on a weekly basis. It's insane. Like I have to I'm gonna be honest with you. I have to mute Nate Ackerman on Instagram because it gets in my head watching him lift so much. Like he powers 275 on a Monday afternoon. I see that. I don't need to see that. I don't need to see that. I want to know what Nate Ackerman just hit, by the way. Wow. Oh my gosh. He's got to attempt that again. We have 2 minutes left. What was that? What was that? That must have been probably like 315. 134. That's like 300. That might be 300. All right, Jeff. I don't know what this is. I don't know what Jeff's max is. I think it's like 285, maybe 290. Nice. Wow. What is that? Let me do the math. That's like 315. 315. Nice. Well done. Is that 300? Wow, I wish all of these were not in kilograms. It'd be much easier. it would be much easier. See, I got my calculator. I'm just doing math. It's just 2.2. That's all it is, right? Listen, send this link to people. We got 122 people, and on the live stream on World Fitness Project, I think there's a couple thousand. So send them over here. $150. Oh my gosh. Stand up. Oh my. Tola, you were there. That was insane. That was insane. Oh my gosh. I guess he couldn't just stabilize it. I mean, it was, he had it. He's so strong. I love Tola. What a good human being. Good dude. Just a kind-hearted fellow. One of my favorite people. Wow. That was 330 attempt. Well done, Nick. Hey, Nick Matthew is a brute athlete now. So did he miss twice and go up to 150? Well done, Nate. Oh, we got a commercial. Well, so that was Heat 1. Heat 2, I don't know who's in Heat 2. However, we will find out. And hopefully, I think make Jack Farlow. Jack Farlow might be in the Heat 1. I think he's in like 5th place, maybe. I would tell you what like I said, I would try. My max is 300. We can't hear this interview, so I have to talk for y'all. My max is 300 pounds. Actually, not. That's a lie. That's a lie, y'all. My max is 305 pounds. 305 pounds. I hit that 3 years ago, and I can't speak for everybody. Everybody's different when it comes to lifts like this. People love the pressure and the adrenaline and the crowd, and people feed off of that. I'm one of those guys. Like, if I were to go max out my lift right now in the gym, I'm not hitting 300. I've hit 300 3 times in my career. Every single one has been at a semifinal. The MAC in 2021, the semifinals in 2022 in Orlando, and then 305. Actually, maybe twice. Maybe twice. I hit 305 there. All that to say is there's a lot of people who need and depend on the fans. So if you're ever in a competition and we actually do this, like, we actually need you to participate because we need noise. And what it does is typically, and like everybody's not the same, but I tend to think a lot about the technique when I'm in training. So I think about a lot of things during my lift. And what that actually does is it takes away from your actual effort in the lift. So if I'm thinking about, getting that extra pull or keeping my arms straight or making sure I'm driving my feet through the ground or, being violent with my punch out, like all that stuff, it's good to think about those things in training, but that actually takes away from your effort in the actual lift. So when you get into a situation like this and there's a crowd and there's adrenaline and there's pressure and there's things going on, it takes your eyes completely off of like self, and you're just thinking about making sure you accomplish this task, which is to maximize this lift. And so then you let your body kind of just rely on your training. And that's when you see bigger lifts because you're not actually thinking about, the technique of it. You're just thinking about just get it done. So that's why you see typically bigger lifts at competitions. Now, everybody's not the same. That's just how I roll. And there's a lot of people that roll like that. So yeah, that's a little inside spill for you. So we got Chandler Smith here. We got Nola Kai. Patty V. Dude, I am paying attention. Hold on. Let's say that. How do I bring up comments? Show. Here we go. First comment I've ever showed. Pay attention to us. Y'all, I'm trying to give real commentary of how what we're thinking about. And yes, we have time. Like here. Me not realizing the platinum hair is gone. Do I bring back the platinum? All right, Tudor. I think Tudor's max here is, I think 315. When I hit 305 in Orlando in 2023, I believe he hit 305 as well. But I think he hit 315 before. If not, I think we're about to see it. However, I don't know the kilos. Honestly, I wish these were in pounds, but I get it. I get it. So when I watched all right, it just started. So we'll see what people start with. Interested to see what Pat starts with. I don't know I think Pat's PR maybe is like 290. And he did that at the games in 21, maybe. If not, tied his PR. I think this is gonna be a show between Guy and Tudor, which is gonna be sick. I mean, I love watching Guy lift. I mean, it is like a work of art. And I don't understand it. Like I could just watch it happen and it's beautiful. So a guy like Colton, I think he probably just hit that looked like 220. That looked like 220 just out the gate. And so that's one approach is, hey, I have 8 minutes here. I'm just gonna start like knocking lifts out and kind of building momentum. And then you got a guy like Tudor who's starting with 125, which is not sure. I might be like 275. Yeah, 275, I think, around there. I got the conversions. Oh, yeah. Listen. I got the conversions. However, these conversions are Dallin's opening weights. So I'm only looking at a select few of conversions, and they just so happen to be Dallin's openers. So I'm not gonna. Yeah, I don't have all the conversions. So that looked like 265. All right. Who we think's walking away with this? Do you think Tudor has a chance of being Guy? So when I think of Tudor and when I think of Guy, I see two different. I see two different like styles of like power and strength. And when I see Guy, I keep saying "the." When I see somebody who is very very explosive, like he is very explosive. Guy is not the same as Tudor. When I see Tudor, I think of powerful and just raw strength, brute strength. There you go, brute strength. Just like a very strong guy in general, who obviously has very, very powerful hips. But with a guy like Guy, I mean, he's explosive. He's like very athletic, and just the bar just kind of elevates as he just kind of just it's just so fluent, man. It's just like it looks too easy. Dude, I had this comment still pulled up. I didn't know I had to take them down. I thought they disappear. That's insane. Wild. Um, nice, Pat. I don't know how much that was. Looked good though. I said fluid. Fluent? I didn't say fluent. All right, 140. This might be 280. Actually, no, that's not 280. That's like 300 pounds. So Colton, this might be like 275. I don't know Colton's max by at all. All right, so we're not going to talk about the boys interrupted leaderboard yet because they're not even going right now. Oh, it shows us. It shows us. All right, so Guy's got 313. This is going to be big. I think this might be his max. Ah, I think that is his max, actually, 330. So Tudor is 30, 309, 145 here. Wow. Dude, that's beautiful. Chandler with 302. I mean, we got 3 minutes left. We got some more attempts here. I mean, Tudor can go for one more. That one looked pretty easy. I think Tudor might could go for 330. I mean, this is the last event of the night here in Copenhagen. You kind of just go for it. Just go for it. Did he put weight on? Oh no, this is a reattempt. Nice. Well done, Guy. We got one more. We're gonna get one more attempt. 150. What is 150? It's 330. $330. Dude, 330 is insane. That's insane. Come on, Tudor. Big pool. Oh, he rushed it. He's gonna get one more chance. He's gonna get one more chance. He rushed standing out. He needed to sit there a little bit longer. Kind of stabilized it a little bit longer. Wow. DeGee. Wow. Wow. What is this? Unbelievable. So I know Guy he's got that wrap on his shoulder. He's been dealing with that shoulder since I don't know when, but a very long time. I think because when we were at Rogue, he reached for that the pylon during the duel. And he also had a little instance in SoCal where he reached for, I mean, kind of like a buzzer when he was reaching for a buzzer. And good job, Colton. I don't know how much that is. 280. But he's been dealing with that little shoulder injury for a little bit. So come on, Chandler. All right, got 20 seconds left here. Wow. Well done. I mean, he's in shock. Did he match it? Unreal. 337 and 333. What was 140? Dude, I bet this place is going insane. And it's so weird that we're just watching in silence right now. Did we just watch the greatest snatch event in competition history? I mean, tell me, I'm assuming that that was the loud. I mean, they were just going back and forth. I mean, that was mano y mano. That was like head to head type stuff right there. And typically you don't see that in a snatch. It's kind of just like, put your head down, hit your weight. But that was almost like 1v1 between Tudor and Gee. I mean, that was like absolutely legit. And honestly, I don't know. We're watching in silence. So I don't really know how. I mean, I'm watching in silence. So I don't know how loud that was, but I'm assuming, I've been in some pretty like loud environments. We need a stadium pulse up in here. We need yeah, we need a stadium pulse. But I've been in pretty loud environments when people hit big lifts, and that's typically when just one person hits a lift that's big. So I can't imagine, back and forth like that. I mean, that is, and like I said, they're kind of like two completely different athletes as far as like, I mean, watch this just it's just way more snappier with Gee and his hips. He's like just very explosive, whereas Tudor is just strong as a bull, man. Wow. Well done. Well done. All right. Final heat coming up. Um, I'm going Dallin between the boys. I'm going obviously Dallin and then Justin and then James. I will say this. James, I think his entire, and I'll say this, I could be completely wrong about this, but I think the finale, him winning the entire thing comes down to this event right here. And honestly, it came down to two events. One, this one, and the other one was yesterday, the handstand push-ups. So if I had to guess, we're going to look back on this weekend for James and say he either won it or lost it based on how he mitigated this event right here. And James has been working very, very hard at lifts. And I think he has like maybe 280 in him. However, 280 is very, very heavy and a great lift. It's just all these guys are really, really strong as well. And like it's just crazy. Like you just saw like 3 or 4 people hit 300, and it's just like that now. And so he can have a great event for himself and still take something in like the 15th area. And you got guys like Dallin who probably are going to take maybe like a 6, or like a Ricky who we're going to take that. Ricky's probably going to hit 300 here. Dallin's probably going to hit 300 plus. Justin is probably going to try to attempt, 290. I think his max is 290. So we got guys who are like, and that's kind of like the name of the game is, how many people can you middle here? So like these competitors, they're not obviously thinking, they're not looking at it when they go out there, but when they look at the leaderboard, they're looking at the people who are winning and where they are, and they're thinking, how many people can I get in between on this event? So for a guy like Dallin and James, let's say take this for instance, James has a big lead on Dallin. However, when you look at these events, Dallin's not oblivious to the fact that he probably wasn't going to beat James on the High Rocks E event. He also wasn't obviously oblivious to the fact that he wasn't going to beat him on the swim. So Dallin sees this weekend as, I'm going to try to get my points back on this snatch. I'm going to try to get my points back on other events of the weekend. So that's kind of like where his head is at, and where a lot of people's head are at when it comes to competitions like this. It's like we're not naive to what people are good at and where they're probably gonna crush. It's just how, when I win, is it better than when you beat me? So if I beat you by 5 spots, but you beat me by 2, then that's great for me, obviously. And it's just math at the end of the day. So Dallin's approach here is to obviously gain some points on Justin. I don't know that, like I said, I don't know what the leaderboard is for the entirety of the season right now, but it's probably James, Justin, Ricky, and Dallin and Roman. I mean, those are your probably top 5, and it's going to come down to that. So like, they're not looking at who's winning this competition right now. They're looking at how they're doing. I mean, they're going on to that overall leaderboard, I'm assuming. And I mean, that's what they're trying to do. So they got Dallin has a lot of catching up to do. I think he's probably in 5th place right now overall on the entire leaderboard. And he's going to try to gain. I mean, Dallin's going to, probably him and Ricky are going to go head to head here as far as, this lift. And they're probably going to be around the same. Jack Farlow will obviously crush this. He's probably going to hit. Honestly, Jack Farlow in the previous heat would have been amazing. If there was like 3 or 4 guys hitting 300. I love Jack. Jack's an amazing dude. I think Ricky's going to hit 305 here. Ricky is a big game day athlete. I mean, he is a guy who loves the pressure. He loves the adrenaline. He loves the hype. So, he's going to feed off that. And I mean, all these guys are going to benefit from the crowd. However, not all these guys are good under pressure. Let me just say that. There's like a lot of guys who are going to feel that adrenaline, and they're not going to use it to their advantage. That's why you see a lot of people who have great in training scores, but then the moment they get into that regional or CrossFit games, it doesn't, add up. It's because they get into an environment they're not comfortable with, and they can't replicate what they're doing in training in a very comfortable environment. So when it comes to the snatch, like they're outside their comfort zone. They got a crowd, they got eyes, they got all these people watching, and it's just a little bit different than being at home where it's comfortable, where your routine is, where the rhythms, and that all is playing a factor into this moment right here. So let's watch it. Most of these guys are game day athletes. That's why them in the space, and that's why they're obviously in this last heat, because they're so good at what they do. So when I say none of these guys are really going to crumble under pressure, because they're professionals. So we're about to find out. Flopper crumbles under the lights. Oh, wrong name, wrong one. Here we go. Flopper crumbles under the lights, except at the CrossFit Games. Sorry, I had to say that. Sorry. Anyways, so 22 seconds in. That was prideful of me. I'm sorry, y'all. Hey, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have put that comment up. I just wanted to feel. Never mind. Let's move on. Sorry. Dennis is probably gonna clip that. What? I don't know who that was. They're probably hurt though. Yeah. I don't know who that was. Who's hurt? Man, it's gonna be so sad because they're in the final heat. So they're obviously doing good. I don't know who did that. Was that Yella? I look like a taller athlete. I just didn't see it. Hey, ego maxing is crazy. Oh man. All right. So I got Dallin's openers, and I'm not sure if he's actually going to stick to them, because I have no idea. Maybe he was feeling good in the warm-up area and said, you know what, I'm going a little heavier. So we got not Tudor. That's Jack Farlow. 124. That's like 275. So that's a great opener. I have expectations for Jack to hit 330. All right, 118. I do not have this as a opener for Dallin. So, and that's honestly, so I have the openers for Dallin to start at 120, which is 265. And honestly, it's like you can have that game plan, but then you're in warm-ups and you have 8 minutes. Like 8 minutes is a long time. Like with the adrenaline and with all of this, like you feel you're not sitting down. You're like you're amped up, you're on pace. Like there is an efficiency about this. So like 8 minutes is a while. So when you hit a lift at 265, it's like you're ready. It's like you feel like you can go again. So that's why it's not a bad idea to start kind of low and kind of gain momentum, get some good lifts under your belt, because the thing is you want this to feel light. You want the barbell to feel light in your mind. And so if you start at 255, 265, and that you're like, that felt great. That felt light. I'm going to 280. And that's kind of why you kind of want to, you want your central nervous system to obviously be on your side. You don't want that opener to feel heavy at all. I don't know how much that was. Nice. 125. It's 275. I think Travis Mayer's PR is 300 pounds. I don't know. That was 5 years ago. Not sure if he still got that in him, but I would like to see that. 125, 275 from Ty. Well done, Ty. Y'all, Ty's one of my favorite human beings on earth. Such a good dude. Good, James. What was that? He's pumped. So like I said, I think James could really put himself in a good position, and for the entire weekend, the entire, season finale, if he makes sure he executes on this. I mean, this is a big event. This one and the one yesterday, the total bar and handstand push-up. James typically struggles with deficit handstand push-ups with huge capacity, and also struggles with grip fatigue with total bar. So it was two things that were not good. So kind of 135 here. Whoa, that's 300 already. We didn't even see the lift before that. So we are 4 minutes in. People are missing 300 pounds already. And I feel like if you got, I don't know, like if you have 4 minutes left and you're already hitting your max, like take some time. Maybe these, I mean, we just saw Travis and Dallin just almost hit 300 pounds. I don't know their end goal. I mean, Dallin wants to hit 315. He let me know. He's going to try to hit 315. That was his goal. So I don't know if he's kind of rushing these lifts to get there or what. Nice, Dallin. So that was 297, 298. Justin's at 289. Farlow's at 305. That's going to pump him up. He's pumped. Well done. Jack. So Jack just hit 311. I don't know if he'll get to that 330 mark, but I think he has, if he did another one, 316. But it's like, why? Like, I think the gap between, I think Jack, or he's not going to beat Tudor or Guy with 330. And I don't think there's going to be anyone in here who beat Jack at 311. So maybe he does it. He attempts another one at like 316 just to try it. The other thing I want to tell y'all about is you can go in with a goal, and let's say you go in with 300 and you hit 300, yet you have like 3 minutes left. If you hit 300 pounds and you achieve your goal, there is an adrenaline dump immediately to go into to attempt a different lift because you hit your goal. So if your goal is 305 and you hit it and you're like, I'll just try another one at 315, most likely you're not going to hit 315 because you weren't as amped up about 315 as you were 305. You know what I'm saying there? So like when it comes to this, every detail matters. And yeah, just it all matters. We have 1 minute left. We got Ricky at, wait, what is James hitting? They haven't put his number up there, which we need to know. We need to know Sprague's 284, which is exactly kind of what I when I thought he would hit 285. So we got Dallin. This is a big attempt for Dallin. He just hit 300. We're not even going to be able to see it because Farlow's stealing all the attention. What is that? What, bro? What? What? He hit it. What was that? 309. Well done. Pepper now has a better snatch than me, y'all. Dallin Pepper has a better snatch than me. Well done. He took the lead. So we got Farlow at 311, Pepper at 309, Ricky at 300, and we got 8 seconds left. Who's going to get one more attempt in? Ty just went. I think Ricky just went. Nice. What's 132? That might have been like 195. Well done, y'all. All right, well, there's your final. Farlow walks away with that heat win. I think it went Farlow, Dallin, Ricky, Justin, maybe. Bro, that was electric, y'all. Well done. I wish we could hear Farlow talk. I love that dude. We need to have him on the podcast again. He's one of the funniest people. Hey, and guess what, y'all? I invited Harry Lightfoot onto the pod. He was training. He said he was training. I'm going to try to have him on tomorrow, potentially, if it adds up. So Harry Lightfoot will bring a lot of just good vibes, good vibes. Did James end up with 285? That's big for him. That's big for James. I don't know what that is at the end of it all. So we got Gee. We got Tudor. Who won out of Tudor and Gee? They tie? Gee, Tudor, Jack, Dallin, Ricky. No, Chandler Smith was in there too. I think Chandler Smith hit something. Yeah. So that is a wrap on event 4. And the weekend is just now getting started. There's a lot of races happening, but the main race is on that overall leaderboard. So keep an eye on that. And to be honest, we're going to see these races kind of start to take off. You're going to start seeing, as the weekend goes on, little pockets of, races between the top guys and then that middle pack. And yeah, the podium race, the, first and second race, all these races will happen. And honestly, the fitness is actually about to start. We got the lift out of the way. We got that long aerobic run. Now it's just, classic fitness, classic CrossFit coming up. And we're going to see a lot of good races, which I'm pumped about. Don't count anyone out. I know I saw a comment yesterday that they were like, I think it was when Pat came in last out in the swim, and they were like, I saw comments saying that, he's cooked or he's going to have a bad rest of the event. And that's not how things work. Like, these guys are so mature in how they think about the overall competition. So, and honestly, it just comes down to the luck of the order of the events. If you have 3 events that you're not going to do well at, and they just so happen to be 1, 2, 3 of the weekend, you can't say after day 1 that you can't just come to your conclusions about that after one day. Like, you got to, how about this? How about we just sit back and let things just unravel as they will? This is just good advice for everybody watching right now. As you're watching competitions happen anywhere, it's 3 days for a reason. It's 3 days. Hold on. Let me see this. I'm talking now. Hold on. It's 3 days for a reason. And yeah, I always kind of get bugged out. It always bugs me when I see people, comment on, like, someone say that, he's cooked, or, he's having a bad weekend or whatever, just coming to conclusions too early. And y'all, it's gonna play out exactly how it should. Just let things happen. Some people's best events, just based on luck and just the luck of the order, are on Sunday. They're just on Sunday. So, like, if I were to do Rogue, we would take my finishes at Rogue. I came in like almost last twice in a row. Not twice in a row, 2 times that weekend. So if you take 19 and then you take 19 again, and then you take, say, I took a 10th that weekend. So you take 19, 19, and 10th. And on day one, you can easily come to the conclusion that, Jayson's cooked, or, this is gonna be a terrible weekend, or he didn't train for this, whatever it may be, fill in the blank. And it's just no, those three events didn't add up. And like I said, these guys are mature enough to know that it is one event at a time, and the entire weekend is going to take care of itself. Let the picture unfold. Look, hey, they don't give out medals after day one for a reason. Okay. They don't give out day one medals for a reason. That is a wrap on today's show. Okay. We're 45 minutes in. Grace Ann's going to text me here in about 30 seconds saying I'm just rambling. Shut it down. I'm going to go train now. Okay. I will be back tomorrow for our final commentary of, it's going to be the rope climb, power clean, run one. It's going to be event 7, I believe. And it's going to be great. It's going to be our finale, because I'm not going to be doing this on Sunday, because that final event is going to be really early for us. And I'm not getting up at the crack of dawn to commentate, because I just can't. So tomorrow is going to be our last one. Be there or be square. It's going to be our finale. See this as your own finale. Okay. So we'll be there. Jayson, these takes are cooked. I know I'm cooked, whatever. I'm cooked from talking. You're cooked from listening. And I am going to train after I take a nap. All right. I will see y'all later. See ya. Let me see if I can end this correctly this time. See ya.